Cool. All right. So, welcome today, guys. Welcome back. Hope you've been all enjoying the course. Today's sessions we're going to be focusing on feedback. Okay, so we've got 2 sessions on feedback that we're going to go through, which is going to give you all the information you need to know regarding this subject. So, first off, what I want to do, I want you to all stand up. Okay, and I know you've been getting to know each other over the last few days, but we're going to do a bit more now. So I want you to order yourself from youngest to oldest. We're going to have youngest here and oldest on this side. So between you, you have to obviously find out how old you are.
I just turned 29.
So I'm
April.
How old are you?
26.
nearly 30.
So you're
March 19.
Oh, you're just ahead.
Oh, no, that's
So I'm just a couple months behind you.
27.
What month? Yeah, you're 33.
I'm just up.
28?
Or August.
That makes you
That makes you
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm Danish.
Okay, so how old are we?
24.
25?
26.
27?
27.
29. 29.
33.
Perfect. Okay, you go back to your room.
26.
Oh, yeah, so I just wanted to make sure you're getting to know each other, all warmed up now. Okay, can everyone see the slides?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so today we've got Ella helping out. Okay, so she's going to help me out with the slides. She's also going to help me out with some other bits, but her main priority is she is here to help with English. Okay, so I know a few of you, your first language isn't English, so if you have any issues with what's written on here, what I say, or anything, then please ask Ella and she will be able to assist you in this. Okay, perfect. So, starting off. Yep. Learning outcomes. So what are we going to achieve from this first session? Okay, so by the end of this session, you will need to know when feedback is necessary. Okay, when you should give it, maybe when you shouldn't. Know the sources of feedback. So who are the kinds of people or situations that we're getting feedback from? We're going to find out the types of feedback, and we're going to have a group task where we're going to be able to document your own feedback of watching something. Okay, all happy with that? So we'll revisit them at the end. So, first off, has anyone been in an environment before where feedback has been given, observed, or your performance has been? So has anyone basically received any feedback before?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to give me some examples?
When I did my swim course, you have to do an assessment at the end, and then you get feedback on whether you're a good teacher or not.
Yeah.
You need to approve.
And how did you feel that was handled? Do you feel they did it well?
Yeah, that's constructive. Yeah, good.
Perfect. Anyone else?
I'm observed every term in the classroom
Yeah.
because I'm a beginning teacher.
How does that feel?
Depends on who's doing the observing, how constructive it is.
Yeah. So you've had different styles.
Very different styles.
Yeah. So hopefully today is going to give you a bit more an idea of how the best ways to approach that. All right. So there isn't an assessment in this first session. You'll be happy to know. Okay. This is more in the learning section. We will do a task which will give you some information for your assessment. So it's very important that you take that seriously. The notes you take on will be obviously assessed, but for now you can relax and sit easily. Okay, right, so starting off, when is feedback necessary? Has anyone got any ideas? When is feedback needed? Yeah? Anyone else? Yeah. So have you done something right? What about on the other end of the scale?
When you need to improve on something, or you want to improve on something.
Exactly, when you need improvement. Okay, so basically, sorry, when something is done well, like you said, when something isn't done so well, when you need to improve, when people are performing below average, so especially in the workplace, if someone's not performing to the required standards, then we need to let them know, don't we? Because we want them to improve, I'm sure they want to improve as well. And finally, other way around. And then when people are achieving what they should be, we want them to know they're doing well, to encourage them and make sure they keep it up, and hopefully others will learn from that. So, in my opinion, feedback can be used at any time. There's no wrong time to use it, it's just how you go about it that is really the defining factor. So what we're going to do, we're going to learn about some types of feedback. Oh, we'll go for the sources first. So, sources of feedback. Where do you get feedback from? Starting off, we're going to go for the first one. In a workplace example, customers are generally the biggest form of feedback. Okay? I'm sure you've all been experienced when your customers have let you know when you've done something well, or more often than not when you've done something that's less impressive to them. Okay? So this is a really big one, that they will give feedback to you, and at the end of the day, they are the most important people because they are keeping your business running. And if you do not have them, then your business is not going to succeed. Okay? So everyone that plays a part in work has to make sure that they're giving their performance that the customers are enjoying. Objective data. So this is facts. Okay? This takes out emotion or anything. This is just what you have achieved. So examples, if you're a delivery driver, how many deliveries have you made in a day? If you're supposed to make 10 and you've only made 8, then they've got to look into why you haven't made those last 2. Okay? Things like that. If you're a salesperson, you've got a target of 5 sales a day. If you've only achieved 3, they've got to look into that. If you've achieved 7, then they're going to obviously congratulate you. Okay? Managers. So this is a very common form of feedback. You'll get it from your managers. So if you're doing well, you're doing poorly, they will feed that back to you because they want you to improve at the end of the day because they want to look good. And how do they look good? By you being good. All make sense? Everyone okay so far? Okay, there's 2 more. Your peers. So people working in a similar situation to you, in the same job role, they're going to know what's expected. Okay, so they're going to know if you're performing well or you're not, and they're going to give you that information. And the last one is feeding upwards. Okay, so a lot of bosses will want feedback from their employees because they can use that in their management styles. If you're a happy employee, you're going to work harder. So from that, they want to know what they're doing well. All good so far? So they are the 5 sources of feedback. Okay, we'll recap on them at the end. Types of feedback. There's 3 main types of feedback. Positive, constructive, and negative. Has everyone heard of these before? Yeah, brushed upon, maybe know a bit. Okay, so we're going to start off with positive. So positive feedback is giving a good comment. So a well done, a congratulations, you've done that well. Okay, so there's some pros and cons of each of these types. So the benefits, it will help increase the self-esteem and confidence. Okay, so by saying you've done a really good job, people are going to be like, wow, awesome, I'm going to keep that up. Okay. Drawbacks, it can only be used if no other comments are required. Okay? So if someone's done something perfectly, yeah, great, you can tell them that. But if then you need to go and tell them, but you could have done this, you can't just use positive feedback. Okay? So that's where the next one comes in. So the second one is constructive. This is the main basis of feedback because it encompasses all the different types. Okay? So starting off, you have negative feedback in the constructive area. So this is constructive comments on past behaviours that weren't successful. Okay, so this might be you didn't do your 10 deliveries. Okay, so they're coming in saying you didn't do your 10 deliveries. Okay, that needs to be improved. Okay, for next time. So if you want to go on to the next one, positive feedback. So this is affirming comments or praise on something you've done well in the past. Okay, really well done, and then be specific with an example. Okay, you made all your 10 deliveries. Okay, keep that up for the future. Then we go on to negative feed forwarding. Okay, so corrective comments on your past behaviour are things you should avoid in future. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, so in terms of you're given a comment on what they've done, but it reflects into their task for the future. Okay, so the way you answered that call this morning wasn't quite how we do it here. Okay, but here's what you could do next time in order to improve that to make sure your company standards are upheld. That makes sense? And then, as you can probably guess, the last one, positive feed forwarding. Again, using positive feedback on a past experience that you want them to repeat in the future. Okay, that was really good how you handled that situation earlier, very professional. We're going to take that next time that happens, you know that you can do that, and we can have the same situation outcome. Alright, and the last type of feedback is negative. Okay, so this is just a purely negative comment. Okay, so for instance, someone answers the phone and they are speaking rude or anything, okay, you're going up to them and say, that was really rubbish how you answered the phone then, and then you just leave it at that. You don't give them any feedback on how they can improve on that. Okay, so pros of this, as you can guess, there aren't really any. Okay, unless you want to terminate the relationship that you've built up with that employee, it's not good on its own. Okay, and the drawbacks, generally destructive feedback, and it will not improve future performance. Does that all make sense to everyone? Yeah? Perfect. Okay. Group task. So, this is the fun bit I'm sure you've all been waiting for. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to split you into fours. Okay? I'm going to give you 10 minutes each in your groups, and in that 10 minutes you are going to plan what you're going to do. You're going to make 8 sandwiches, and these sandwiches want to be as identical as possible. Okay? I'm not going to give you any instructions on what you're doing. You have to come up in your group. Does that all make sense? Okay? So from that, you'll be given the necessary ingredients. I will show you where they are in the kitchen, and we will go through and give you that 10 minutes. Okay? I'm going to go next. The other half of the group. So that's the first 4. The second 4 will be doing the main task of today, the observation task. So for this task, you're required to take notes on the performance. Okay? So the group performance, how they work as a team, I will be giving you some feedback sheets to use. Okay? And then I'm going to pair you up with individuals, and you're going to give feedback on each of those individuals. Okay? So it'll be 1 from each group. Following on from that 10 minutes, I will stop it, and then we're going to switch it over. So the original 4 in the kitchen will come out, be taking the feedback, and the feedback group will go in and make their sandwiches. Everyone happy with that? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the groups. You 4, and you 4. Okay, so this team, you're going to be starting off in the kitchen. Okay, so my assistant Ella, she's going to take you in the kitchen. She's going to show you where everything is located in the kitchen for you to use. Okay, and then the other 4, I'm going to get you set up around this table, and I'm going to give you the feedback forms that you're going to be using. Okay, just before we start, just with food preparation, everyone make sure they wash their hands. Okay, tie back hair if necessary, and cover any cuts. Alright, okay, you 4 want to head into the kitchen.
So you can use any of the stuff that is on the bottom shelf.
Tony,
Okay.
Yes.
There's meat, but there's also this. Yes. There's produce like you're going to get the bottom shelf.
Yep.
We've got your pan here, chopping boards, knives, and if you need cutlery, there's cutlery.
We're going to make them the same. 8 sandwiches, they're the same. 8.
Okay.
Okay,
When you're done, we can do it.
are you guys ready?
Yep.
10 minutes.
Hang on, I've got to turn the camera off.
There are 10 minutes. Start now.
Wash my hands. you want to get some ingredients up so we can see what we've got?
So you guys, make sure you're listening to what they're saying. Okay. You're looking at, as you can see on your sheet, you're looking at like communication, so they group discussion, keeping on task, how they've contributed, the quality, and how much they've done. Okay. So what we're going to do.
Well, we can suggest that.
Yep. So yeah, you can put their names all into the sheets. Okay.
In my case. Yeah.
Do we want to? I'm good shopping upstairs.
Identically.
Everything should be vegan apart from the mayonnaise and the meat.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, do you want mayonnaise? Very simple.
Sarah.
Okay.
Jasmine.
Yeah, you got
Sarah.
physical confidence? Yeah. Well,
You go now.
they're going to be identical anyway.
So guys, yeah, feel free.
The hummus bed. So do we want to do hummus with that? Remember everything? Okay, well, if he's going to do that, why don't we do the spreading the lettuce into identical? Yeah, is everything exactly the same? On that one? On that one. We're going to put them on there at the end. If you want us to understand. Maybe, yeah, there's another board in there. Yeah, there's a block in front of you. Second plate is just very similar sizes. Very similar sizes. I'll pass on your actions. Sorry, Jack, can I have a seat?
Sure.
Thank you. Okay.
So you're a quarter of the way through your time.
That's it. Turn off and start. You go first. Oh yeah, they're good. So maybe they're 8.
8 sandwiches.
So maybe 3 of those ones. 16.
Yeah. I double check. That's what she's asking.
That looks good. What else do we use? Tomatoes. If you need things taken out of your way, we can put them on this side. And then, how much lettuce does it go on? Yeah. Do you want 1 or 2
So remember guys, going for 8 identical sandwiches. So work with what you've got.
The bread's still that's should I be open if you guys start sending it or?
Is there some space on them?
Yeah.
As identical as possible would be great. Thank you. Good. That's good. Okay. So this one's easy because it can just be put on straight on because they're all exactly the same size and shape anyway. So which some of them are kind of slightly less identical. Great.
The toast, the tomatoes.
Have you got 8 pieces that are about equal?
Equal as tomatoes and honey. Do these peppers?
I don't think so. You would think so?
Avocado? We're good? Okay.
Should we start going with this one together?
I think so.
Fold it in half on each one? Do you guys want 1 or 2 on each?
That's fine.
Just under 4 minutes left. Take your time. Take as much as you can.
Except for not the more points. Start with points.
Gotta put you up.
Just gonna put wires right down there.
That's okay.
Definitely done.
I'll pick the nicest slices first.
Yes, please.
Should I put a couple of caps on top of the tomato or?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yep. Nice and equal as possible. Yeah. They are very neatly sliced though. Did you do the cups?
No.
Tomatoes too. Tomatoes too. Thank you.
We all like caps? I guess I'll put it regardless.
Yeah. Oh no, see, there's something identical
That's
there
why I
on the,
just
there on
did
the
that.
top. Yeah. We'll go to the other
How are the notes going?
There's only one for your caps.
Do you need any help with the reading and writing?
Just cover the top with one piece of letters? Or
Remember guys, you're going to be using this feedback in the next session. If you don't have any, then that's going to be your assessment. Okay, giving this feedback.
Does anyone need any help with the writing? Is everyone good?
I can't really read my writing.
Is that because you've got poor
Yeah,
handwriting?
we've got it.
A little bit.
in English?
Need some help?
Yeah.
They're all in order.
And do we want the small piece of bread on the
What's
smaller?
in it? I thought that there's an extra something. I can read
Yeah,
it.
but it will be smaller than the other ones, yeah.
Oh,
No,
those
but they are both NPCs.
Yeah.
So it looks as, yeah. So look, we've got the same number of slices, so the slices are the same.
1.5 minutes left.
They're just not the same, you know.
Yep, okay, yeah.
Should we arrange them in the frame?
I think they all look fairly identical, just not the end piece.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Okay, you're on your last minute. 1 minute to go.
Do you want her?
No, just say before and after.
Keep the strap, quality control. Hey. That's pretty good.
I'm happy with that. Are we happy? Cool.
We're done?
Done.
This one.
Okay. Right, if you'd like to bring your sandwiches out.
I reckon you've actually got it because you guys
If I just drop them off, did we fail? If you want.
So you can make some good cereal with it.
Okay.
I understand.
How do you think they went, Ting?
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, so if you all want to take a seat, just in between, Ella is going to tidy up the kitchen for me. Okay, so to make sure it's fair on the second team and that you have a nice clear workspace. How did you find that group in the kitchen?
How did we find it?
Yeah, how did you find it? Working together?
I think we worked pretty well. We didn't count that we would need the extra slices to get rid of the end pieces being different. We've done 18 slices, not 16.
So maybe the planning
Yeah, and then got rid of the end slices. We should have noticed. Now they all look the same.
You aren't chopped up and breaks, that was my fault.
No, we all agreed on 16 beforehand. It was not. We all agreed on 16 beforehand. We just didn't think that part. Although we just weren't being wasteful, so we
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So, guys taking their notes. When we switch over, you'll be doing the same. As I explained, you'll be judging them as a group, and you'll be giving feedback as a group, and then I will give you an individual person in the group that I would like to give further feedback to in the next session. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, while we're just waiting on Ella, I'm just going to pass around a few examples of feedback forms, different styles, okay? So we've got one from customers, and then one on a management evaluation form, okay? So just to give you a bit of an idea of what some of these sort of feedback forms can look like, I'll start that one here, and that one there, okay? So just between you, have a look through, discuss, okay? And then see what you think, if you can pick up anything from it that you can use. Okay, and then you can use this in your own feedback or sort of tools that you can put in your place. Okay. Have a quick look through and then pass it round.
Their examples.
I've got one more example here.
Sorry. TV should be normal.
Do we get to assess you?
Yeah, so I will be asking for feedback on this presentation as well and this session. Okay, we'll do one for this one and one for the next one, and then at the end you'll get a chance of giving feedback.
This is like the one that That's a nice, but then I said that I wouldn't want to do it. Like if a hotel said yes, you wouldn't want to. Depends on the situation. You wish to have it or not. Thank you.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So the second group. If the second group making sandwiches, if you'd like to make your way into the kitchen, again Ella will show you where everything is. Please remember to wash your hands and cover any open wounds. Okay, observation team.
Right, so soon as put your sandwiches on, you've got a chopping board, your bread tin, knives, and to add to your sandwiches, you can use anything that is on the bottom shelf.
Okay.
And there's also cutlery here if you need it. These are just bits left over that I don't want to throw away. You don't have to use this for that.
So I'll like the one on that.
Has their time
The
started?
identical sandwiches, so you don't have to put everything on them. So you just do like something one.
Right, ready? Set.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that. It just says it.
You can still discuss. Yeah, ready? Let's go. 10 minutes starts now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left room for
I can help you with that.
You just have one.
So, what we're looking for here is how they participate in the group. Can you still play the song?
One person to do some slices of the bread.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll take something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to put something on the bread like a butterful or spread? Like a mellow? Yeah. Okay. There's some hummus.
You're also going to be
Make like hummus.
Yes.
Yeah. You go hummus. Slices. Got bread.
And so remember what they said they didn't cut off the end. So if you cut off the end, and then do 16 slices after that. So in here,
Yeah, cut
in here, the
knife. You spread hummus. We get to do one each. Oh wait, it's here.
Oh, you got it? Right, so,
We're gonna. The bread comes around hummus. We've got a slice for each one.
we can just
you can relax.
give positive feedback to Jasmine if she could.
That's a nice sound.
So 16 slices.
We got a ruler.
Yeah, 8
So
sandwiches.
well, you don't need to. You can do smaller.
I'm just going to cut it in half and then I'm going to cut it.
Okay.
There's like, there's 4, so we'll have it.
Yep.
As long as it's roughly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be kind of different.
Do we want to get from the for after?
Yeah, might be.
Someone else can cut with me.
I'll start with cutting myself. There's a better.
That's a quarter of the way through your time.
I'll slice some tomatoes if you like. Oh no, we get it on our own notes, Sarah.
Gonna wash this tomato first.
You don't do them?
Got any bread and stuff?
How do people feel about the bit in the middle of the tomato being gone?
Yeah. Get rid of it. Don't I get it?
Store them all, but you'll have one main focus.
I don't know why I was there. Your eyes are for a second.
It was the writing that I was.
Oh, okay.
Bread.
Yes, ma'am. It's not heavy.
Now you're halfway through your time. Everything on track?
You make it like an actual salad.
What?
You make it like an actual salad, like a base, or you have it like a lemon juice, like seconds.
How many more pieces
make a lettuce sandwich.
We could just cut these in half and make half sandwiches if you don't want to put.
We can just cut the little knobby bits off each side and then actually tiny small ones. You tell me what you prefer and I'll cut. Yeah.
But if we want them identical, if we just cut these in half,
Yeah.
they're going to be more identical. Then
True,
if we
yeah.
try
Can we do
to
that?
make them really smaller.
Yeah, should we do that?
Oh no, the ball is cracking.
Okay. We're going to try and cut these ones in half, what do you think? And then you make the smaller sandwiches, but they'll be identical.
Do you want to start
Sure.
using it?
Do you mind just moving this a bit?
Do you want to just put the slices in the middle?
Actually, could you pass me the side bowl of that plate, please?
That makes a lot more sense.
Thank you. We'll just be done.
Right, right. Yeah.
Shall I cut all of these ones just in half as well for our like half sandwiches?
They're all half sandwiches.
Should I cut these ones too?
What are you using for this? To the salad.
Take advantage of all of this in there.
We've gone tactically.
Which has not worked out well.
No. I'll put that on the salad plate. Is that the name?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh.
Maybe didn't look thoroughly through your ingredients.
You didn't say we need to use them.
They did.
No, no.
We understood it as not the best sandwich, but the most similar.
You looked at the brief.
Now I have two other slices over here. They have actually, the crust has fallen off it as I cut it, so do you want to use those or not?
I think we've
2 minutes left.
I think it'll make them look not identical.
I agree, yeah, you're right.
Do we need help with any other vegetable meat to cut on?
Would you be able to corn beef for me? I'll get another plate out.
Would I be able to cut? Just use the vegan meat. They got those in the
To be fair, we should not probably have
So, these are not identical.
like, I don't know why they cut corned beef, I'm sorry.
You've never corned beef?
I've never done it. Well, you can definitely have the veggies that make sense.
Oh, sorry. Maybe just do a couple of slices of conflict first.
First space, just pop the excess bread.
On the bread one.
If we tried.
Last minute.
Hey, that's still a sandwich. It's a finger sandwich.
They're quite identical.
Oh, sorry,
It's
not
just
the short
one.
one. Open sandwiches.
That's not a thing.
I feel like you don't
Maybe
have
everything
minutes
is
to do
half
that
of
early.
it.
It's not the
Yes, I think we're.
all these meats are going apart, so you can go ahead and
They look the same to me. I can't even tell the difference between them.
30 seconds left.
Oh, do we have to?
Do we have to table it in that time as well?
Yeah, yeah, present it.
Alright.
Okay.
I've got the salad.
Stuart, are you ready to present?
I've been ready for ages.
sorry about
Excuse me. That's it. Just to confirm, these bits aren't for the competition. I just want to.
Okay, well done, guys. You all want to sit down? And the observation group, have you finished making all your notes?
Are we allowed to eat
Almost.
either of them? Or do we have to eat our own?
we have to eat our own. We're making them because we don't like it there.
Alright, so last little bit, we're just going to review the session. Okay, so what have we covered today? First off, we've covered the sources of feedback. Customers, objective data, managers, peers, and subordinates. Okay, so there's some areas where feedback will be coming from. It's good to utilise as many as possible to get a nice rounded idea of where we are. Following on from that, the types of feedback. Positive, great, well done, good job. Constructive, you did this really well, but in future we could maybe do this to improve it. And then negative, okay, so that's you messed that up, that was really rubbish how you did that, leaving it at that. And we discussed the benefits and cons of each. And finally, we had this wonderful experience to make some sandwiches, to get some experience in the hospitality like we are all working here towards, okay? And also get an idea of how to take feedback and really what you're looking for when you're doing this, okay? Does anyone have any questions? No? All good. Okay, so the session after lunch will be covering how to give the feedback that we've just taken, the best ways to give feedback to certain people depending on personality types, and finally we will have the practical assessment task in which you will be observed giving feedback to each other. Okay? Perfect. Right, so we'll leave it there for today. I'll hand out some feedback forms so you can feedback on my session today. Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks, sir.